Hello, Dota 2 fans, and welcome to another edition of SLTV Pro Series Season 11. This is the lower bracket playoffs. We have DOVERIET versus Scary Faces, and the loser goes home in this best of three. I am MoreRagePlz, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster, joined by EGAD. We are SLTV. EGAD, any forecast on this one?
I don't know. DT lost the game that I cast them, what, like 2-3 days ago? So we'll have to see if they can pick up a win here against Scary Faces. But it's early in the morning. I'm ready to go. Ready for some Dota.
Smooth as butter as always. So here to please the fans, we brought on some fresh blood. If you guys are familiar at all with esports, you're familiar at EGADcast. Hopefully you enjoy it. Twitter at EGADcast. Pretty simple, guys. So DT, did drop a game in the past couple days to Scary Faces. They've looked pretty good though thus far, but pulling out two 2-1 series victories thus far. I'll throw up the bracket for you guys real quick, defeating both Kinetic and Central of Fear, formerly known as the Adventures of 5 Idiots. But now the winner will go on to face BBC versus HOG, and they will go on to the lower bracket finals. So interesting matchup here, definitely a lot of weight, and the first pick coming out from DT is going to be the Skywrath mage. So for obvious reasons, very strong support with that instant silence. Also the magic damage toolkit he offers. Brewmaster, Broodmother bans come out from DT. Troll and Undying, some interesting bans from Scary Faces.
I think that's more so just they might be looking for a really interesting composition that could push early, taking away the Undying, and just making dives even more relevant. Because, Undying Tombstone is just so ridiculously strong. If you don't focus it down, you just get zombies all over you. Troll as well has been something that's been, up and coming for quite a bit. I actually really love Troll. The Battle Trance, just that ultimate is so good. So much attack speed. But they pick up the Omni Knight, and they'll pair it with the Faceless Void. So already, Faceless Void was hard enough to deal with Chronosphere, but putting him with a Repel is even better.
Yeah, Repel very good against the Skywrath as well. Can dispel off that Ancient Seal if the Omni Knight's positioned up pretty defensively. Also denies up the Chronosphere Mystic Flare combo from DT. Not sure if that's something they run all that often. Something quickly to note, Delirium standing in for a bash. So Scary Face is slightly short-handed. It is in the 4 role, however, so they should be able to overcome that. DT playing with a full squad. We'll see how they take their draft in terms of the direction here, as the Void was denied from them. But yeah, definitely, as you mentioned, the Omni Knight Repel going to be essential to the success of Scary Faces, and probably will allow the Void to go more of a damage-oriented build as opposed to something like the defensive build of the BKB. Viper going to be picked up by DT.
Okay, the Viper, it's going to be their mid, but picking up the mid this early is kind of interesting, but Viper's really safe anyway. But they'll ban away the Witch Doctor and Witch Doctor Void. They changed it to where Death Ward doesn't work anymore in Chronosphere, but still pretty good outside of it. So, I mean, that's just a relatively safe ban anyway. Yeah,
definitely a nice combo regardless. Also offers the sustain to couple with the purification of the Omni Knight in the Voodoo Restoration. So definitely a little bit scary to give over to Scary Faces. Either way, I gotta agree with you. Not sure Viper is worth a pick this early, but certainly definitely a strong, a tanky, reliable frontliner. As you said, a very safe pick from DT, and probably something they're comfortable with if they spend a pick this early on. Scary Faces looking to ban out the Venge here. Obviously does throw a wrench into their plans with the swap out of the Chronosphere, and is just generally a pretty strong support.
I mean, in the Chinese scene at least, you see Venge and Void ban it all the time, and to see a Venge make it to the third phase of the ban, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, definitely so.
Should have been picked up over the Skywrath, I think, at least. I mean, I don't know. That's weird. This is tier 2, tier 3 teams, isn't it?
Yes. And yeah, Russian teams in general tend to favor the Skywrath as much as I cast, so perhaps they're just looking for that. They pick up the take out the Silencer, there for DT. So Silencer doesn't necessarily counter up any of their heroes, but being able to cover the Chronosphere initiation with that global silence and not allow anyone to get anything off outside of the Chronosphere is a pretty nice tool. I haven't seen Silencer all that often. I've seen it a couple times from these teams specifically, but definitely not something that's picked up this early. So another interesting ban from DT. Perhaps they have a certain direction in mind here with their draft.
Um, Taking out TA2 is weird. I mean, like, Viper's already a great counter to TA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think DT was going to pick it up anyway, but okay, sure. To go up against this Viper, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Invoker was picked. Just go XOR, wait for Fist Foot at 6, and just start subtracking all over the place. I mean, already Omni Knight and Faceless Void, just that combination is just so good.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Omni Knight core recently, and so I anticipate maybe the TA ban is because they want to put this Omni mid. He doesn't have much to take down.
I doubt it. I highly doubt that.
I would as well, but I've seen it with a couple of these tier 2 teams, and if that is the case, he definitely doesn't have anything to tick down those refraction charges. Either way, they're going to pick up the AA couples nicely with the Faceless Void, but if it's an Omni AA support duo, is very nice in defensive try, but definitely doesn't really intimidate many people in terms of kill potential. Still, definitely a strong combo. Chilling Touch helping out the Void as well, and the Ice Blast supporting from outside and globally with the Chronosphere ganks.
The AA pick is really good, really showing its flavor since they'll be looking for, the mechanism early on. And I mean, once AA hits 6, which is going to be quite a while because they have to farm jungle just a bit. They can't really lane for a while.
Right.
The Wraith King from DT is going to probably be core. If it's support like Xayah plays it, then transition to core, that'd be good too. But Wraith King Skywrath is a pretty good combo.
Yeah, Wraith King just generally a bad Chronosphere target, and he's often picked up against Void for that reason alone. So, as you mentioned, good in both core and support roles. I think he's a little better in a support role, in my opinion, just because he's not the best farmer in the core role, and that's obviously often why you'll see a Maelstrom picked up on him to accelerate his ability to farm. But either way, it looks like we will see a core Omni Knight from SFZ here. They're going to pick up the Rubik and couple that with the AA as DT picks up the Sand King.
Rubik here is really good pick. I mean, like, stealing Viper Strike, stealing Mystic Flare is pretty good. The Silent Steal is also not too bad either.
Yep.
And then there's a chance for Epi Steal too, which is pretty nice. This is an interesting draft from both sides. So that means that this is going to be one of the core Omnis, like you were saying. So that's rather exciting to see. I like seeing an Omni farming up. Early Arcanes is pretty nice. I mean, if he goes for like Battle Omni or something like that, like something stupid that I used to do way back in Dota, was just go SNY. Just SNY Omni, run
Puppy
people down.
Style. Oh yeah, Omni pretty scary, but they definitely won't put him in sort of a right-click role here. We'll be able to get up an early Aghanims. Not sure that that's really the choice for his item build thus far, as there isn't too much physical damage on the side of DT. There's of course the Nether Toxin to be worried about from the Viper, but Wraith King will probably be in a core role here, so at some point he will be a little bit worrisome. Either way, DT gonna ban out the Queen of Pain, definitely lacking a mid hero for SFZ if they opt to put the Omni Knight in the offlane, which is the most popular choice when he's in a core role. But I have seen him in the mid as well, albeit if he's against Viper, he probably will get dominated pretty hard.
Yeah, okay, so that should be a Medusa mid. There's no way that's not a Medusa mid. Like, Omni offlane here is okay. I mean, you get early point or two and repel, and you're set. So just sit back, get XP.
Yeah, it's about 14-second cooldown on repel if I recall correctly, and it is.
Yeah.
So that's able to purge off some of the stun durations as well, much like a Photic Shield. And the Omni's pretty tanky so early on, so he should be just fine, as you mentioned, in the offlane. DT going to round out the lineup with a Nyx Assassin here, so it'll be interesting to see where they put that, presumably in the offlane, as Nyx is pretty good with the Spike Carapace as well. No hard disables really from the defensive tri-lane. There is the Telekinesis from the Rubik, but other than that, going to have to rely on some Cold Feet procs and perhaps a couple time locks from the Void for any kill potential.
Yeah, this is rather risky. I mean, like, they have the slow too coming from Omni, the Degenerara, Scotty later from Medusa, but just the Bash Lord and Telekinesis, like you said, is gonna be what they have, and maybe even a steal on like Spike.
Yeah,
the spikes from either Nyx or Sand King.
Yeah, definitely. So Burrow Strike a little bit underwhelming early on, but definitely a good steal either way for Rubik. As you mentioned, good game for Rubik overall. Viper Strike is a guaranteed steal every time once that Viper uses it for the first time, as everything else he has is just an orb effect. So yeah, that's a pretty good spell, especially if you get the Aghanims upgrade on that. And we will have a pause as we hop into the game here, hopefully get these issues rectified quickly. And we'll hop into the game, introduce the teams. DOVERIET on the for the Russian squad. On the Radiant side, we've got Bogdan playing on the Sand King. He's going to be accompanied by Anba on the Sky Wrath Mage. General taking up the Viper in the mid. Breezy going to pick up the Nyx Assassin and Arc, rounding out with the 1 position Wraith King.
And then we'll have from the side of SFZ, we got State 21 playing the Omni, Quisted playing Medusa, Shutaway on your Each Apparition, and Isenart or Eknart, I don't know what it must be called.
I usually say Eknart.
Eknart will be playing your Rubik, and who's the other guy that's missing here? No, that's on the other side. Oh, Delirium will be playing the... Who was the last pick? Void. Yes. Delirium will be playing your Void.
Yeah, so the stand-in actually going for presumably the 1 position here. Medusa probably going towards the mid, as you mentioned, so interesting choice from them. Abash is a support player, but it looks like they've put Shadowway on support, who is generally their off-laner for the time being with this player configuration. We'll see how they're able to fare here, guys. Winner goes on to face the winner of BBC HOG, which we will see at 20 CET today, right here on SLTV 1, and the loser, they're eliminated. So definitely some big significance to this one, and we will see how the early game stride goes for both teams. It looks like a little bit of a stronger early game perhaps for DT, with their core position having a hard disable in the Wraithfire Blast, but a lot of defensive capability from Scary Faces. So I'm assuming we will have a little bit of a passive early game aside from roaming ganks towards the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's gonna be interesting. Sorry, I'm just messing with my settings a little bit because, like, for some reason it's going like a million miles an hour when I pan. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're
just Dota 2 things. Just Dota 2 things.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, like, honestly, the biggest thing here is gonna be repel. Like, just repelling a Medusa against this lineup is so strong. There's no solid initiation. There's no like lead off with the seal and follow up like Vendetta. But I mean, if she gets shit done early, if like this Nyx gets anything going for himself, he'll be able to just Vendetta, roam around, and make quick work of an AA Rubik, especially because they are very squishy.
Yeah, definitely so. So the Omni Knight going to be crucial to the lane stay ability for sure, as you mentioned, of SFZ, especially if he goes with an aggro try, but he probably will be solo. State 21 usually plays in the mid lane for Scary Faces, but definitely will be Quista here for the Medusa, so he can probably hold his own in a solo lane, which will probably be the off lane for him. And I don't know that there's much kill potential really here for DT. They do have the stun offered from the Wraith King, and the Sand King can rotate in with that short range burrow strike, but if the Omni plays it disciplined, he should be just fine in this lane. Either way, gonna see how well this Void farms. Medusa should do just fine versus the Viper mid. Slight edge to Viper. Viper definitely considered a lane dominator, so will find his farm, but probably not able to deny too much farm from the Medusa.
No, I don't. I mean, like, once she gets earlier points in Mana Shield too, it's pretty good to deal with that. So it's going to be an interesting game, to say the least. I mean, like, there's plenty of snowball potential for both sides. And the late game, though, I have to say, is SFZ is no problem. Like, Nyx will fall off, the Wraith King will fall off just a bit if you can get enough farm. So, we'll see. Yeah,
Void and Medusa are, I mean, leaps and bounds better than a Viper Wraith King 1-2. So yeah, DT definitely have a timing window to hit here, and with the Nyx Assassin, they should be able to be pretty influential in the mid game if he's able to get off some good ganks once he gets that Vendetta up. But we will see how they end up playing this out and laning it. DT making a movement down towards a defensive tri lane. It looks like Delirium may be playing the off lane here on the Faceless Void, and they may end up actually putting Quista in the safe lane. So yeah, State 21 mid lane for Scary Faces, and welcome EGAD to Tier 2 Dota.
Interesting. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know how he's gonna fare. Like, this is a really bad matchup for Omni Knight.
It is. Against a melee core, he usually does extremely well. Against the TA, does very poorly, so that explains that ban if that was their plan. But yeah, against the Viper, I really don't see him doing well at all and finding much farm, but he will find levels, and that's certainly a little bit more important, much like an Elder Titan on an Omni Knight than items are. But either way, yep, 2 shared tangos to the Omni. Looks like he's rushing a bottle.
Yeah, I don't even think Biles is going to be good in this situation. Even if he backs off, like, it's just going to be the rinse and repeat process of him getting harassed out. Oh boy, that's gonna be tough. I mean, especially if he gets like support from Skywrath, the Sand King later on once he's like Blink and stuff. That Omni's gonna stand no chance.
Yeah, I mean the Void has the time walk, right? So he's all right in the off lane, but the Omni with the repel should have been just the same, and definitely would have agreed with you. The Medusa probably the better decision up against the Viper, especially at least just having range and of course the mana shield for the survivability. Bogdan picking up the bounty rune in the top lane, not even contested bottom. Gonna give Delirium a little bit of an influx of experience, 100 there. He's halfway to his level 2, so that's a nice start to the off lane.
Yeah, Bogdan getting the rune as well is really nice. Get a much faster level 3 and just sandstorm all over the place and just clear out the jungle very, very easily. I mean, I'm just gonna be focusing on like this mid lane because this matchup is gonna be really weird.
Yeah, we're not going to have much kill potential on the Void or the Nyx if there's a misstep, as we mentioned earlier on. There may be a kill there, but other than that, going to be focused mostly on this mid lane. Breezy postured up a little bit aggressively. Eknark just going to zone him out with some right clicks. He's picked up an early point in Spike Carapace, so should be just fine to survive. So currently a 1v1 in the bottom lane, some pulling going on from the Radiant supports, and Delirium going to find a little bit of early last hitting and XP here. Going to get one denied from him as he puts a couple right clicks into Arc. But other than that, pretty passive early game.
Yeah, I mean, this is just them fighting for their sixes, at least on the GT side. Like, once Reincarnation's up, once Vendetta's up, then the roaming will take effect. But, you know, Breezy, he's got to be careful. He did go for boot start, so, I mean, he'll be able to run away from Eknark. No problem there, but just asserting that he is not afraid to push up. Also, he's got really high base regen on Nyx. Nyx is pretty good for having that.
Yeah, he's a very good hero overall, kind of a Swiss Army knife of heroes. He hits his mid-game stride. He can be a detriment to the other team for sure. So we'll see if he's able to get up a few levels. He's already hit his level 2, so doing decently well in that off lane. State 21 looking to find his level 3 now. He's actually picked up 5 CS against the Viper, pretty much tied there. A couple more denies going General's way.
I mean, this is interesting. This lane is really weird. Like, all he has to do is level Neurotoxin and just keep auto-attacking him out. But down bot, you know, Delirium, he's been doing his thing on the Void. He does have the 1-1-1 build, so the value point and backtrack to keep him safe. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he just took 2 points in Time Walk and then just maxed out Bash and backtrack. He should be fine there. I mean, like, they have enough crowd control once the Sand King joins, so that's what he has to really watch out for. But other than that, he could just kind of play up here.
Yeah, and it's still a level 1 Burrow Strike, so they definitely need to get at least an Ancient Seal Concussive Shot off for them to get in range. Amba really low, though. He's going to deny himself to neutrals, get off the Ancient Seal so that Delirium can't jump in and finish him off. And he will deny the XP, but already a death going the way of D-Team. Probably a planned one. He looks like he purchased a TP, so yeah. Delirium rotating back into lane and everything. Just going to stagnate for the time being. Bogdan in the mid lane, but it doesn't look like he's going to find much. Perhaps he begins to stack these camps at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, he's got a double stack here? Yeah, it's a triple stack. So he's looking to make it a quad stack and then he'll clear it out. I mean, he's on track to have a really good timing for his level 6 and Plate Dagger and such. But he needs level 3. Like, clearing this out with level 1 Sandstorm is going to take a long time, so he's got to leech just a little bit more XP from mid 3 away from the level 3.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, Delirium doing particularly well on this Void. Level 4, he has gone for that second point in Time Walk. Probably will opt to max out the Bash, as you mentioned. State 21, 2-1-1 build in the mid lane, using that Purification to find a few last hits here, and has picked up his boots, so not too afraid of General, who doesn't have that move speed equal at this point.
Nah, I mean, like, Viper can try to chase him down, but again, the Degen Aura is almost the attack range of the Viper. Like, that's one of the silly things, is if he ever gets in range of him, you know, Degen Aura is just really good at stopping, like, Omni from getting chased out fully. It's kind of like Heartstopper Aura for Undying. You're just like, I don't want to chase into this.
Yeah, definitely so, and there's a 5th stack here now for Bogdan, so he's found his level 2 on the Sandstorm. He's going to be able to clear this up in due time, and that's going to be a huge influx of gold. Yeah,
that should be like a 4.5 clear, maybe, for his levels at least. What else? Can I just watch this, or let's see. I mean, Delirium, like, down bot still. He's very close to level 5. Like, he has to be leveling this next year. He's like a full 2 levels ahead.
Yeah,
Or
10
almost.
CS to the 2 of Breezy on the Nyx Assassin, and Breezy has almost found his level 4 here, so not doing poorly by any stretch, but Delirium certainly doing very well in this lane, and with the Sand King not present, as you mentioned, he's a full level 5 now with 1300 gold, 4.5 minutes in, so will be a very nice timing on his Blink Dagger. Delirium taking a little bit of harassment.
In mid,
gonna rotate
trying to get him. Looking for General, slow him down with Degener, Purification, that damage is pure and just completely destroys Viper, and that'll be first blood for Eknard.
Yeah, 5 minutes in. Nice rotation over by Scary Faces. They'll probably, or finally leave their defensive tri lane.
Looking for Delirium. Oh god, they just chopped him down. That crit from Doombringer. Is that level 1? That was level 2 crit. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, usually
no
don't see that
build.
opted for too often. Yeah, usually do see the stats alongside the Wraith Fire Blast, but a little bit of interesting build from Arc with the Vampire Cora, also going to allow him to stay in lane. So nice immediate return kill going the way of BT. Delirium also worth quite a bit, level 5 at the moment, but the Viper definitely a more significant kill right now for Scary Faces.
And I mean, Bogdan, he is so far right now. He got level 6 off that second hard camp stack, and I mean, he's got 1800 gold in the bank, so 450 more, and he'll be ready to go with his Blink. So that's when DT really hit their stride. Once the Sand King has Blink, then he'll cross the map. Everybody should be scared. And I mean, Breezy, he's trying to get a 6. He's still very far down in mid. They get the revenge goal on the Omni.
Yeah, State 21 going down. That's a nice kill for General. He's got 800 gold as well as his bottle and a Wraith Band. Delirium going to be just fine for the moment. Bottom, Breezy's going to find his level 5 perhaps under this tower. May need one more creep after this one. He does barely tick level 5 to experience into that. General going to fill up his bottle mid. And going to find a haste rune bottom. But yeah, Bogdan's going to come out with a Blink Dagger in about a minute. And this is going to be extremely early and perhaps catches Scary Faces off guard here. So as you mentioned, certainly going to be the cue for some aggression for this Sand King. Eknard and Shadowway going to rotate back towards the mid lane once again. We'll see if they're able to make anything happen on this Viper. Midas has been picked up by Quista.
The Delirium, can they get him? They silence him up. Yeah. Alright, Alba got re-entered the seal, and they just make super quick work of that Void. Like, that was really well played.
And that'll give the Sand King his Blink Dagger sub 7 minutes here. So that's going to be huge. He's opted for the 3rd point in Burrow Strike as opposed to going for his ultimate here. So it does have a little bit extra range as well as damage from that. And his range of initiation for this point in the game is massive. State 21 is being supported by both the AA and the Rubik right now. So perhaps they run into their own death. Bogdan going to blink forward with the Burrow. He's going to get telekinesis. Very optimistic from him. Cold Feet and the Fade Bolt going to finish him off. And unfortunately, they don't have vision up the high ground with nighttime being there. And Bogdan feeds over his life, which was a level 7 Sand King kill.
Yeah, they had a ward on the high ground from the SFZ side up. Delirium again. Falling this time to the Nyx. Oh, no, they picked up the kill on the Nyx up top. Okay, never mind. That was Quista. And Delirium getting that with the Chronosphere combination. So, well played by them. But that mid ward up on the high ground spotted him coming, so props to that ward. I don't know who placed that. Eknard. Okay, so yeah, that was well played by Eknard there. The Nyx dying up top too. He's level 6, so he can try to resort to roaming around and try to make easy food with these supports. But there's been some really good warding so far, and they know. Yeah, another nice ward by Eknard.
Yeah, he's going to scout through. He'll find Quista, but not sure that they really have the kill potential on Quista here. A lot of effective HP. There goes the Burrow Strike into the Vendetta. Mana Burn is there as well with the Impale, and they'll finish off Quista, who's picked up a Midas here. So very nice kill for them. That's a level 8 Dusa going down. He buys out his phase boots before dying there, so well played economically from the Medusa, but a very nice pick off for Breezy and Bogdan. It'll give Breezy his level 7.
Yeah, this early on breaking the mana shield is not a problem.
Mid lane State.
Yeah,
mid lane State 21 just gonna repel and TP out away from the Skywrath and the Viper. Top lane Delirium just looking to stave them off any aggression towards this tower. Arc is pushing in the wave bottom lane, but he's gonna tank the tower a bit here as he has his Skywrath supporting in from the trees. Not gonna be scouted out here. That's Radiant Vision, so they do know no one is close by for any kill potential. Quista seems to be a bait at this point, does have Eknard behind her, but Delirium rotating out into the jungle for the time being. Bogdan going to farm up this wave with the Sandstorm. TP's bottom from the Void.
Okay, yeah, they also TP out the Skyrath Mage, so I thought they were gonna try to still look for something on the Void or on the AA, but the AA backed off completely. So, all right, Breezy's still doing some scouting with the Vendetta. I mean, he can't go into the tower range. Oh, maybe he will. That's weird. All right, looking for the dive. He gets telekinesis up, and again another questionable decision from, you know, the DT players. That was so weird. Why would he do that? I mean, they should have known that the Rubik's there, but at least he didn't die. That's all that matters.
Yeah, finds an impale through the fog onto Eknar, but not going to do much. He's going to have to back off. Without the Vendetta, does have the Arcane Boots up in 10 seconds, so we'll be fine in terms of mana. Delirium's been Ancient sealed up, and one big crit. He will be able to time walk away, however, and should be just fine. State 21
really
finds a regen. Top lane, they're going in deep onto Quista. He has the Stone Gaze at this point. Breezy going to come in. He's going to stop casting Impale a few times. And he will back off alongside Bogdan here. So, yeah, I guess just trying to contest the farm of this Medusa. 70 last hits on Arc to the 54 of Quista. So, they are being successful in some respects.
Oh, Quista, what are you doing right now? Okay, it's Purification. That's why I didn't see the Omni was roaming up, but Bogdan takes a bunch of damage there. And he's going to work on his way out of here. He breaks away, but they find State 21 instead, and he's got no Purification. Oh, wait, no, he used the stick. The Magic Wand keeping him alive, as well as the bottle. They'll look for Breezy, and 1-2-1-2, and Quista gets the second kill. So, all right, well played by State, just barely getting out of that.
Yeah, Spike Carapace going to be stolen by Rubik, not the biggest deal. Late Midas picked up around 9 minutes for General in the mid to help him recover a bit. Not that he was doing poorly by any stretch, but he's finished off his treads as well as the bottle and the Wraithband. Delirium going to walk a bit forward, knowing he's got the support from his Ancient Apparition. However, Shadow 8 not level 6 quite yet, so no Ice Blast available from him.
So Viper Strike was just stolen by the Rubik too, so that's the spell we want to see come out there. So that is going to be some good time for him to try to roam around a bit with that. Join up with this AA maybe. There's a smoke coming in from Bogdan and Breezy, so this SK Nyx roam again is trying to come out. Bogdan really is prioritizing helping out the Nyx quite a bit with Vendetta, like just using the synergy of the Blink with the Vendetta to catch people out in the jungle, but they're not going to find anybody. I mean, SFZ they're really playing this well. Like, they're sitting back, they're not really overextending, they're waiting for, you know, DT to overextend themselves, but this Wraith King is actually huge. 2,000 gold in the bank, Midas farming up, and top of the net worth should be, yep, yes he is.
Yeah, a lot of Midases thus far. Viper, Wraith King, and the Medusa picked it up, but Arc, as you mentioned, farming completely freely in that bottom lane. 85 last hits. He's already is at level 9, so we'll be encroaching on that level 2 reincarnation fairly soon, and that's a much smaller cooldown. Epicenter being channeled mid by Bogdan. He's going to blink in with the Burrow Strike onto Quista. Purification is there, as well as the Repel, however, and Quista will be just fine here. Jump forward, Chrono on 2 from Delirium. They'll bring down Bogdan. Will they have enough for Breezy? He will pop the Spike Carapace. And the Blink is available from State, though. They'll bring him down. Even the Viper Strike committed. He gets an Impale on 2, but just a glancing blow. No TPs in from DT on that one. A nice 2-for-0 in the mid lane for Scary Faces.
Bogdan is getting way too overzealous there. Like, just, I don't know what he's thinking. He's like, all right, guys, I got the Epicenter. I see the Medusa's alone. I'm just going to dive behind their tower, and we're going to get this easy kill. And it's like, oh, crap, 4 right here. What am I doing? And they both just dive for it.
Yeah, it would have been close, but without the Omni. But even without the Omni, not sure he quite gets the kill on the Medusa all by his lonesome. So, yeah, definitely.
I mean, that mana shield got, like, evaporated by the Epicenter. So there was potential for that kill to work out really well.
And definitely was a big priority one at that, but perhaps just waiting for a TP mid lane to go in would have been a little bit more sensible. Either way, as you mentioned, Arc farming very well. He's picked up a Blink Dagger now on the Wraith King.
Yeah, I like that pickup. You know, he just blinks in, stuns, and hopes that he can reincarnate on top of everybody. This team doesn't die. Like, that's just like the most common pickup there. Blinking for a Wraith King is like one of the biggest tools. He needs initiation for his team, and he'll be able to do that. Just go follow up with the Sand King. I mean, if he dies, it's no problem. If Sand King dies, then it's a big problem. So,
yep.
I mean, he'll be looking to lead the charge for sure.
No Glyph bottom lane, and Skyrath Mage and Bug gonna find the last hit on the tier 1. That's the first tier 1 of the game going down. Ice Blast gonna fly mid. Telekinesis onto General. Jump forward Purification as well. Dead. He should shatter here, and he does. Shadow Wave picking up the kill just as he finds his level 7 on the Ancient Apparition. Nice use of Ice Blast Telekinesis there. And they will find a kill, not even needing either of the Void or the Medusa here. Delirium not too far off his Mask of Madness at this point, and Quista 1900 gold in the bank.
Yeah, that was really well played. Where did he get caught out from mid? Really? Oh wow, Breezy and Bogdan just going really hard on that dive, and Bogdan might pay for this here. Degenora auto attack comes in, no blink dagger. I think he can make Chrono as well. He needs bash luck though. There needs to be some seriously good bash luck. Oh no, didn't get any. There comes the Earthspike and the blink away. All right.
Yeah, he really needed the Omni Knight outside of the Chronosphere with the Purification assistance there, and unfortunately, slight misplay from Delirium to stand in there, so they don't find a return kill off of the Vendetta gank and the Blink Burrow Strike from the Nyx and the Sand King onto the AA.
I mean, like, finally they're getting some counter wards here. This is actually a big AA ultimate, but there's no follow up right now, especially with Chrono down. And with those wards finally cleared out mid, like, he can play. Breezy can afford to play a little bit up with that Vendetta. So we'll see. Oh, he's looking for it. Gets it. Gonna drain the mana. Silence. Mystic Flare committed as well. Nice 3-man spike actually coming in from Bogdan, but they pop the GA response and Bogdan just gets destroyed. That's like the 4th time. Coming in, State 21 with his Blink Dagger will degen Breezy around, as well as Arc. They're trying to focus him down to the back. General's doing so much damage. He'll make quick work of the AA. Looking for Eknart next, and he should be able to melt him down. Yeah, no problem. And oh man, this is the Viper pick coming into action. Slowing him down and picking himself up a triple kill, and jeez, what a good flank from the General.
Yeah, and a great counter initiation Wraithfire Blast from the Wraith King that keeps up the Nyx Assassin just for another split second, draws things out, and as you mentioned, General coming back in and cleaning up house. Glyph pop mid lane here for Scary Faces, but their tower is doomed to fall with the Omni Knight down for 20 seconds. That's the second tier 2 of the game going DT's way in terms of the metrics. They've generated a 3k net worth lead experience at about equilibrium at this point.
Yeah, the experience isn't too much of a surprise to me. I mean, like, TT had a really good start, but now finally Bogdan didn't overextend to no avail. Like, they were able to clean up something after extending past his death, but it's definitely what they needed. I mean, if he had Epicenter at that point in that fight, like, that would have been a triple kill, or maybe even a quad kill for him or something like that. But that's hypotheticals, and I mean, he can look for it now up top, maybe, if more people show their faces. Yeah,
level 2 Chrono picked up by Delirium. He's gonna smoke up alongside Eknart and Razor. He's got the Mask of Madness in tow as well, so definite solo kill potential. And Buzz gonna walk out here, and Ancient Seal up onto Delirium. Wraithfire Blast, Mystic Flare is there. They're gonna bring down the Void with ease. Epicenter not gonna do a whole lot of anything. Ice Blast Purification will bring down the Sand King. Repel up on State 21. Arc trying to run in for the Reincarnation. They're gonna ignore him for the time being. He will get it off though and slow things down. Stone Gaze not doing much from Quista. Purification will be there. Fade Bolt as well. Ancient Seal up onto Quista. There goes the Impale. The stolen from Rubik is the Impale. He's going to drop it onto Arc, and the Wraith King will go down. Well played from the Rubik there. The Chronosphere is going to catch out Anba as well. Fade Bolt, one last right click from Delirium as he returns to the fray. And overall a 2-for-1. Or 3-for-1, I should say. Buyback from the Void. Sand King even bought back on Bogdan, but wasn't able to join the fray again. Not sure why the Sand King bought back. The Void buying back does find a kill, but not sure that was necessary.
There's a Skyrim kill. That is not worth it at all.
So a little bit questionable. Nice steal from the Rubik. They bring down Arc, who stays a little bit too far past his welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what those buybacks, like the Sand King bought back to go farm the jungle, I guess. So yeah, I guess SFZ was more worth it than DTs, and I mean, they still come out ahead. Like, a good fight for them. The Void dying though was really bad. Like, he got caught out really hard. Quista though, he's playing pretty well right now on the Medusa. He's almost got the Lincoln Sphere. I mean, he's been farming with the Midas for quite a while, and I mean, he can only get scarier.
Yep, third overall on the net worth chart, a little bit lower than the Wraith King. Viper doing very well. Mid lane, the Ice Blast not going to tick down Breezy far enough for him to shatter, but they may run into a big engagement here by the river. Amba going to walk up the high ground. He places a ward right in sentry range, though, unfortunately for him. 350 gold going Shadowway and Eknart's way.
Yeah. I mean, oh, jeez. Like, we saw Elliot and Stormrage, I think it was yesterday, just like completely dominate on the Medusa. Like, he picked up 4 Divine Rapiers in the whole game. So maybe Quista's looking to mirror that, but he's got a long way to go.
If he gets to the point of the late game, you know, center of mass there, then DT is already lost with a Wraith King Viper core. They are looking to build into some damage-oriented builds with General. He looks like to be building a Manta style. He's holding on to 4,100 gold at this point, but has the casual Yasha at the very least. So hitting fairly hard, 115 damage at this point. Also, almost level 15, so we'll have that level 3 Viper Strike fairly soon, but always susceptible to a Rubik Steel. And the Ancient Seal Mystic Flare goes out onto Quista, but the Repel is there almost immediately with the blink forward. Mystic Snake into Amba will not be enough to finish him off. Stone Gaze is going to be popped. General will turn tail and run. He's not going to turn into stone, but he is slowed pretty heavily here. Blink forward from Arc is there. The Purification onto General. GA is going to get popped. Arc is going to get blown up. That's his reincarnation. Jump forward from Delirium. We'll find one. Epicenter on 3. Big one from Bogdan. The Chronosphere will be there, however. State 21 on the outside of it. Purification will be there. Bogdan will be dropping. Arc's reincarnation is already down. He'll throw a Wraith Fire Blast into State 21, but he won't be able to finish him off. Jump forward from Delirium. He's going to look to find the Skywrath Mage. Anba is pretty much out of range. State 21 looking to find him. Does have the Repel, not the Purification though, and he may get right-clicked down. He does get Vendetta. Impale is going to land under the Mask of Madness as well. Delirium taking a lot of damage here. He's going to get Ancient Sealed up, but he will beat down the Skywrath Mage, and he should be able to run away with this Mask of Madness move speed. Impale is up in 1 second. He will be able to time walk. And overall, very good fight going Scareface's way. It looks like a 4 for 2. Actually, the Medusa not even dying there, so maybe a 4 for 1 going the way of Scarefaces.
That was a 5-man epicenter too. Like that, it started off only hitting 3, but then everybody kind of moved into it, and they got chronosphered. But I mean, that's still the power that the DT lineup has. Like, just hit a good epicenter, and they're good to follow up. But SFZ just look like they have been coordinating their team fight just a bit better. Like just having the Omni Blanket and repel the Medusa was so big last fight. Got one from Viper Strike and Mystic Flare, and he was good to go.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Arc's been a little bit too willing to expend his first life in a lot of these engagements, and he's often caught out by himself once he reincarnates.
They just ignore him.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, which is the right thing to do, certainly, as he's not hitting too hard at this point. He does have the Maelstrom up, but Delirium, the off-lane Void, pretty much has the same item progression as this point, despite being 3k down in net worth, and that is pretty much the Midas. He does have the Blink as well, which is very nice, but hasn't really been able to put it to good effect. Scareface is finding a lot of 5-man engagements against a lineup in DP that should be picking them off solo.
So, Quista's got Link is on line out too. He'll be working towards the Scotty next, or maybe he'll go the Manta. The Manta's not bad here to dodge Viper Strike, or there's a lot of stuff actually that's not bad against here. I would like to actually see the Manta style.
4 blinks now on DT as the Viper actually opts to pick one up. A little bit of an interesting decision from him, but yeah, as I mentioned, I guess they're gonna have to go for these pickoffs. Not really sure that the Viper even needs a blink. He's got so much initiation from the Nyx.
That could be a mech. Like that could be so many other things.
Yeah.
Like he could finish his Manta style if he wanted to go for it, or die. I do not like Dagger Viper, but gonna find the initiation onto Shadowway, and they do take him down. This 3-man Chronosphere, as well as Quista just outside of it doing so much damage. Viper Strike negated by Repel, and mega kill streak for Delirium, and now they chase on the General. He is so slow. Where's that Blink Dagger gonna get you now? As should be dead yet. Time walk and zapped away by the Rubik.
Yeah, very nice preemptive dust there. He actually got it off before the Vendetta even popped, so they had an idea that this Nyx Assassin was scouting them out, and they pick him off, only losing Shadowway's Ancient Apparition for 4. Great trade for Scarefaces. They'll find a tier 1 as well. Big chrono from Delirium.
And they synergize pretty well with the Stone Gaze as well, so pretty good.
Yeah, they bring down another tier 1, so towers are 3-2 in the favor of DT still, but the metrics, the net worth chart has dived back in the favor towards equilibrium of Scarefaces, and they've gained a 3k experience lead. They're gonna retreat into the Roshan pit with Quista and Delirium already hitting pretty hard. State 21 looking to tank this up.
Yep. So they see some bashes and they get to go, but this is a free Aegis for them. Boxing picked up a Dagon. That's just all sorts of weird, but let's see telekinesis up. Maybe he'll have a chance to use this. He'll get cold feet and he just pro strikes away. But again, Roshan is done. Aegis is online, and that's gonna go to Quista. Cool. So if it wasn't hard enough to kill him already, Breezy going on in with the Vendetta. Gonna get some stuns out there. And Ice Blast. Nope, not gonna be the kill. Delirium gets some small auto attacks, and I don't know what the hell Breezy was doing. Like, they knew they were there.
Just food, just absolute food, and they had no follow-up there, so a little bit of a misplay from the Nyx Assassin. Already 23-15 is your score, 25 minutes in, and things looking really good at this point for Scary Faces. 2,500 gold now on Delirium's Faceless Void.
Oh boy, this is interesting, to say the least. I don't know. That's some really questionable plays, like by Bogdan in general. I don't know. The team's like following to see like Breezy just going in by the Roshan pit, but I mean, SFZ are still in a really good position. Like, this is a great position for them. Quista was down quite a bit in the net worth, and now he's finally on top, and he's well on his way towards his Manta.
Yeah, and almost the level 3 Guardian Angel for State 21 picked up here. He just picked up his Aghanim Scepter, as Delirium is going to be found out by Breezy. There's a Burrow Strike Dagon there from Bogdan, so blink up from State 21. He won't be able to get there in time to save his comrade. He will be able to repel and TP out, though.
That was okay, I guess the first use of the Dagon is good, and it's a big kill in the Omni, and I mean, like, 1200 gold, 2000 XP, and they smoke up, and they're looking to go back up top here. Bogdan is going to soul hold it. He doesn't care. He doesn't need his team. He just does it himself.
Yeah, he's got a Lincoln Sphere as well as the Stone Gaze, and he's got his supports backing him up. He'll be just fine. The tower taken down by the Dire. He'll catch a Burrow Strike and the Mystic Flare in the face. Ice Blast will fly through it, barely glancing blow on Bogdan. He's going to be able to run out through the fog, though. Stone Gaze will be there at least on 2, and Quista chopping down the Skywrath Mage. General, too tanky to be taken down. Ark's Reincarnation has been popped here, and he's way behind enemy lines, trying to take down the AA, but he'll get punished for his insolence here. And Breezy looking for something, but not sure that he has the support to find it. Bogdan going to be scouted out. He's going to use the Sandstorm, 2-man Impale. He'll blink away. Breezy should be able to blink away as well in 1 second, but he gets Telekinesis, and the Purification is there. Mystic Snake as well. He'll pop the Carapace and a Mana Burn, but won't be able to finish off the AA, and 3 down for DT. Once again, disaster for them in the mid game.
I mean, like, that fight was another weird thing. Arc was zoning off 3, but then the Medusa was just going rampant, and it's like they wouldn't be able to kill Medusa anyway because you know, Aegis and stuff. But I don't know. I think SFZ is just too far ahead right now. Like, this Medusa is way too hard to kill, and I mean, she should have her Manta, right? Yeah, she'll have it. She'll be coming out of the courier. Yeah. So if you thought you could silence her or like Hyper Strike or anything like that, now it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely so. Not sure what they were trying to accomplish. As you mentioned, Quista had the Aegis as well, so even if they do bring her down with any support in tow, they would have been able to take at least even engagement for the side of Scary Faces, and they get a very favorable one instead. Aghanim Scepter going to be built into here by Delirium. He's only 100 gold off that last Staff of Wizardry, and he'll complete that up for that 60-second cooldown on the Chrono.
Jeez. Ags, yeah, like you said, it's gonna be crazy. What else? What else is big here that we got? I mean, like, Quista's just way too hard to deal with now. Osmantha is able to split push. He's able to just crew push as well with the team, and I mean, they should just keep pushing their advantage. Like, this Nyx is useless, and Sand King doesn't seem to be having too much effect besides just pushing out lanes and instantly giving at least supports with Dagons. So they're committing from the SFZ side, and I mean, this is a free tier 2. If SFZ want to just do it like in a timely manner, they could just go to bot lane, take that down that tier 2, or they could just try to break high ground right now. I mean, the Aegis has what, like
1 minute,
minute or 2.
Yeah, so Quista just going to farm up some neutrals here, but in the bot lane, Delirium trying to find out the General. He won't be able to do so. He's going to whiff the Chrono. Bogdan gets the blink out, unfortunately for him, but that is an Aghanim's Chronosphere, so it'll be up in 60 seconds. Not the biggest loss for SFZ, and certainly worth the attempt there. Either way, Arc off farming the jungle and hasn't really done much despite having all this farm. He's now been surpassed by almost full 5k by the Medusa on Quista, as has General on the Viper, and a Viper Wraith King, even with equal net worth to a Medusa, just aren't as influential. So Quista looking really fat at this point, building into the Scotty with the first ultimate orb.
Yep. Like, oh boy, that was really good for him. Arc, what does he have? He's got the Maelstrom going from Mjolnir, looking for that activation, but I don't know. Oh, he's got a Basher? Is that his Basher? Yeah, that is his Basher. Never mind. He's got a Basher too, so that's pretty good. Still won't be able to duel out the Medusa or the Void, but I mean, if he can chop down some of the supports, maybe they can try to turn a fight like that, but really relying on Bogdan too, getting a solid initiation with the Burrow Strike.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is they need to get this silence off on the Omni Knight and burst him down, but he's been so well positioned with that blink for stage 21 that any initiation they find, if they get the GA or the repel off on any of the heroes that they open on, they pretty much win that engagement. And Eknar been pretty disciplined as well with his Rubik, hasn't been caught up too much. Only 3 deaths on him, 4, 3, and 10 is his KDA. And he's been able to steal some pretty good spells in the Impale and the Viper Strike more often than not. But is going to place a ward here on the high ground. I'm not sure that it was scouted out. They may have seen him run down the ramp here, but looks like that will offer them a little bit of information for the next little bit. They saw Quista rotating over to the Ancients here, and so may look to find him, but that hasn't been too successful thus far. Ice Blast goes out bottom lane, but blink back from the Nyx.
This should be a tier 2 push, like no problem. And their waves up top is going to be building up just a bit. The wave in mid is just going to get denied, but they don't have Aegis anymore, so they should be a little scared. But just have Medusa lead the way, Repeller up, and you're pretty much fine. Like,
yeah, you said it.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, you put the Medusa in the front lines as the battering ram. They have a blink on their Rubik now, a blink on state 21, the time walk from Faceless Void. So the counter initiation is very real from Scary Faces, and even an Aghanim is being built into now from Shadowway. He's going to throw out an Ice Blast mid to do some scouting. Not going to find much with it. Either way, he's only 1,100 gold away from the full Aghanims for Shadowway, and Quista gonna find an easy tier 2 bottom. He's gonna even get repelled up for good measure.
Alright, so I mean, at this point, just threaten high ground, like go for Rex and just look close at this game out. I don't think there's any way that DT could fight in. Like maybe a 5-man Burrow Strike and an Epi, like that's it, but even then, Repel and Lincoln's irrelevant for the Medusa, so
yeah,
they'll just start barging away at the high ground. There's nothing they can do right now. Repel is just way too good.
Yeah, they will get the mana burn off to pop the Lincoln. She's going to Manta up, get repelled again, and just continue to chip away at this tier 3. Should take it pretty much uncontested. DT might want to do something. Your bottom lane of Rax is kind of in trouble here. Either way, Quista just going to chop down at this melee Rax, and blink forward from Breezy is finally there. Repel is there, though, in due time, and the Spike Carapace not going to matter. Ice Blast is going to fly through, not going to hit much. Quista pops the Stone Gaze in. Bogdan blinking far forward. Chrono's only going to hit on one, but they'll bring down the Sand King as well. And the respawn from the Wraith King is going to be amidst 5 heroes from Scary Faces. He'll go down, instantly buyback. No buybacks available for the Sand King or the Skywrath. Glyph going to be popped here as both the Raxes are 1 hit away from being brought down, and that's an easy lane of Rax for Scary Faces. Repel back out onto Quista. Spike Carapace not going to matter. Mystic Snake, one more right click. Quista will bring down Breezy. He's got no buyback as well. Buyback now available on the Skywrath, but the GG will be called, and just an absolute face roll from Scary Faces in that last engagement.
Yeah, that's just the definition of someone who caught up and snowballed harder than the other team was. So
yeah.
I mean, Medusa and Void, just really strong combination. The Medusa with Repel is just insanely strong. Like, nothing can deal with it. And yeah, that's game 1 at least. Yeah,
a Wraith King in the 1 position can't farm nearly as fast as a Dusa, and not even as fast as the offlane Void in some respects. But 704 XP per minute, 708 gold per minute for Quista. Looking good in game 1, guys. We'll be back shortly with game 2. This is SFZ with your SLTV Pro Series 11 coverage. We'll be back shortly with the next game.